trying to fan myself. All right, so let's get our lesson started today. What are we talking about? What is on the agenda? What is on the syllabus? Today, we are having a conversation about how we can make money on Amazon. This is something that has been a little bit of a family business of mine for 2 years. My grandmother asked me 2 years ago, how could she make more money on the internet, even though at that time she had a flip phone? And I just happened to pose the idea of my grandma going to the dollar store, buying some phone chargers and some phone cases for cheap and listing it on Amazon. And to my surprise, my 79-year-old grandmother actually did it. And he introduced me into the world of Amazon, where you can enter into that world as a certain type of seller. And the way that you show up with the products, right? The products that you ask Amazon to fulfill can multiply your wealth position. I'm not going to teach you how to go to the dollar store, though you can do that and buy products for cheap. But we will talk about how you can get on Amazon and sell cheap products in such a way where you can maximize your cash flow position. Okay? So with that being said, let's first start with the philosophy, okay, that should be ingrained in your head, whether consciously or subconsciously. And that is the whole philosophy of buying low and selling high. What does that mean? It's going to be nearly impossible for you to make money if you buy high and sell high, right? That's you breaking even, and sometimes that's you functioning at a loss. So for those people looking to maximize their cash flow position, what they're looking is to find those products that they can buy for cheap, usually at wholesale prices, right? So how can you buy direct from a manufacturer and get your product for cheap and then sell it to a customer who looks at that product and views it as being highly valuable, or at least more valuable than the money that you pay for it? And we call that the retail price. When you go and you buy a phone, you pay $500. I promise you that Verizon, iPhone, if you part of that gang, if they jump you up in the gang and now you got 15 products on your iPhone, your iPad, your iTV, your iMovie, it's an I for everything, iInsurance. Somebody find me an iHusband, but that's another lab. So what you bought it for is not how much it costs for them to make. And so the philosophy of buy low and sell high permeates across Amazon and seller communities as people hunt for those products that are highly valuable and then sell them at prices that customers think that they are worth. Okay? Buy low and sell high. What we're going to talk about today is how you can find those cheap products on Alibaba. Okay, so I made a post a few weeks ago and I talked about how you could spend $1,000 in your stimulus check. And one of the recommendations I made was you can buy cheap products on Alibaba and sell those products for 3, 4, 5 times what you purchased on Amazon. But first, let's talk about Alibaba, because Alibaba has gotten quite a bad rap, right? And don't confuse Alibaba with AliExpress, because I know some of y'all sisters looking for that Remy, right? Y'all looking for that Remy. You like, you know, Remy costs a whole bunch in these United States of America. So I had to go overseas, get my track for $6, put it in, make it look like $600. You were on AliExpress, you were not on Alibaba. Okay, so Alibaba is a marketplace that connects business owners to manufacturers and wholesalers, okay, usually overseas, who are able to ship you products at bargain basement prices, right? So think of Alibaba as B2B and AliExpress as businesses selling direct to consumers, with B2B meaning businesses selling direct to businesses, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about Alibaba and how to get your products for secure prices, how to make sure that you can evaluate a seller on Alibaba and not get scammed. But we want to talk about why we chose to use Alibaba, right? So when you look at stickers and it's a made in China, made in Taiwan, etc., you know, it's coming from Asia. Here's a way for you to get those products and sell them as yourself as a business owner. So first, let's talk about what products do you actually want to sell on Amazon? I want to posit a few things that you don't necessarily have to sell the products that you make. You can sell the products that other people make. And And as a business owner, the critical choice that you have to make is, where do you find the products that people want to buy? You already know my life philosophy that if you're selling products or services that people don't want to buy, you do not have a business, you have a hobby. And what I tell new sellers on Amazon, the places that you want to go, the place where I start is Amazon's best sellers list. And you can go on to good old Auntie Google, you can go on to Sister Google's search bar, right? You can type in Amazon's best sellers list, Amazon's top sellers list, and Amazon will give you the cheat code on what products are currently trending on their website, because people are purchasing those products either individually or purchasing those products in bulk. You can also go to eBay's bestsellers list and also AliExpress's bestsellers list. And what I recommend to people is that you want to start with product categories where you can sell a product for anywhere between $15 and $20. Okay, so this is the sweet spot. Okay, $15 to $20. Go on that list. Usually the products that are within this price range rest within the clothing and accessories, okay, subcategories. So yes, you can search for tech, you can search for office supplies. They even have it broken down into like gift cards. But where you can find really cheap products that you can also match on Alibaba is in the clothing and accessories subcategory. All right, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that particular category in just a second. The second thing that you want to do is you want to always make sure that whatever product that you select on the Amazon bestsellers list produces healthy product profit margins. So what does that mean? That means that you can buy it on Alibaba for $1, sell it on Amazon for $25, right? 25 subtracted by 1 is $24. Unhealthy, right? Unhealthy profit margin. So unhealthy profit margin, that's the person eating salt and sugar, hamburgers, French fries, ain't worked out in 73 years. They 75 years old, only 2 years where they worked out, and that's because their mama was like, no, you got to walk from A to B, honey. Right? That's you buying something for $24 and trying to sell it for $25 on Amazon. That is low profit margins, unhealthy profit margins. That is go get some celery, some carrots, and drink some water. Okay, profit margins, because you need to get better. And secondly, when you're looking for products, you want to make sure that they weigh no more than 3 pounds. And the reason for that is shipping cost will cut into your profit margins substantially. I started a clothing line about 4 years ago, and we sold ugly sweaters. And I promise you, 1 ounce, 2 ounce can mean the difference between you paying $12 or $7. Okay, $12. That's why some of your packages, people get something and they'll just throw it up in the envelope. They don't give you no tissue paper, no personal note. They don't kiss it. They don't spray with no perfume. They're like, no, this perfume right here is gonna cost me 0.0001 ounce, right? And every single ounce can equate to $1. So you want to make sure that whatever product that you choose stays below 3 pounds. The lighter, the better. And finally, you want to avoid seasonal products, right? So you heard me say that I used to sell ugly sweaters, and the ugly sweaters that I sold, of course, were during Christmas time. So that meant that my product was only really legitimate and of interest to my consumers after Black Friday, right? So after everybody done trampled over folks because they wanted to get the last little raggedy TV that was on sale. You know how Best Buy do. Best Buy be like, we got a TV for $49. Just you got to get to the store early. We got TVs. You get a TV for $49. And you get a TV for $49. You stand in line at 1 a.m. They open it at 10 a.m. You've been out there 9 hours, then held your pee 9 whole hours. You run up into the store, they got one TV at $49. Everything else is $399. Y'all know how it goes. You've done it before. Shame on you. You let somebody beat you to that $149 TV. But the point that I'm saying is that you want to make sure that the product that you sell is not seasonal, because for me, my ugly sweaters were legitimate from Black Friday to Christmas Eve. And after that, whatever inventory I had left over, I had to wait until the following year. So do not get a seasonal product. Next, you want to choose a product that is in demand. So reminiscing on quarantine last year, and I know we still on quarantine and folks are still on Netflix and chill, right? Like folks who used to do Netflix and chill back in 2018, and it was like rolling the dice, just like, well, what else we gonna do? Ain't nothing to do, Netflix and chill. You getting more yeses than you ever got no's because of quarantine. You want to shout out quarantine, and you so upset in the summer people going out. Because now you got to get a new game, but that's a different live for a different time. But you want to see what is in demand. And last summer during quarantine, one of the products that was in extreme demand was skates. Everybody wanted roller skates for whatever reason. It was a beautiful black girl. I can't remember her name, but she was skating all over Instagram, trending all over Instagram. You could not find skates anywhere, but if you could find them on Alibaba and offer them on Amazon, you could have marked them up probably 5 times, 10 times the price because they were in demand. You want to find the products not that interest you, but interest a substantial subset of customers that are willing to pay for it. So you have to take you out of it and put your potential customer in it. Earlier, I mentioned going to Amazon's bestsellers list and going to the accessories category. Right now, Amazon will tell you that the top 6 selling products are high-waist yoga pants, right? So some of y'all been up in the house eating honey buns, drinking soda pop. You know, that's what they say up in the north. They say soda pop. I remember when I went to Chicago, they were like, I want pop and pizza. I said, well, what the heck is pop? They were like, pop. We drink pop. And I was like, no, child, what is it? But soda pop. You've been drinking soda pop, eating lots of pizza. And now you got to get your high-waisted pants, you know, so you can get that waistline looking right for the gram. That's the #1 selling product. Crocs shoes. You know, you see the nurses wearing it. You know, a lot of us, we done retired the 4 and 5 inch heel. We had to retire that for a second, and now Crocs shoes have become the comfortable shoes that people are wearing during quarantine. Next is crew neck t-shirts. Crew neck t-shirts, boxer briefs, crew socks, jersey shorts, and bikini panties, all right? Bikini panties. These are all things that people can absolutely go get at the local Target or the local BJ's or the local Walmart, but essentially because Amazon, you can order something on Amazon at $3.23 and get it at $3.25, they're just click and shipping it, right? Click and shipping it, priming it up on Amazon, and these are top sellers. And what makes all of these products so absolutely amazing is that you can buy them on Alibaba for dirt cheap and sell them at 3 times the price on Amazon for those people like your cousin that you know that don't want to go 2 miles down the store and get her drawers from Walmart. They don't want to get their panties from CVS. They want to go on Amazon and feel important when the mailman kicks their boxer briefs and their Crocs shoes at the door. So we're going to benefit from that. So after you decide what your product is going to be, what you want to do is you want to scope out your competition, okay? And how you scope out your competition is you want to look at other similar sellers who are selling those same products. So let's say that you want to sell a waist trainer, okay? So you want to sell a waist trainer, and you want to see if waist trainers are still indeed the top sellers. When you go to your seller's website or a competing seller's website, you want to check out the waist trainer, right? The waist trainer, and you want to type in $999. Just type in an arbitrary $999. And the great thing about Amazon is they're going to tell you what is the maximum number of products that you can purchase from that particular seller. Every single day for a week, continue visiting that seller, and what they'll say is they don't have 999 products available. They have 600 products available. They have 200 products available. They have 60 products available, and that allows you to see the value at which your competitors sell on a daily basis. And the reason why that's important is that you don't want to be an Amazon seller and not selling at least 10 products a day, okay? Second, you want to look at the comments, right? So if you're anything like me, when you go on Amazon, you down there in the reviews, right? You in the reviews, you trying to see, okay, what do 5-star people got to say? What do 3-star people got to say? What does 1-star people got to say, right? So you want to go in there unfair. And when you're looking at the comments, the thing that you want to focus on is how to determine your unfair competitive advantage. And essentially what that is what is your competition doing well and what is your competition not doing so well? So before this live, I went and I did my research on Crocs shoes, right? So what is other sellers of Crocs shoes not doing well? Right now, the top seller of Crocs shoes don't sell shoes that are true to size. So if you ordered 8, 5 comment reviewers or 4-star comment reviewers are saying you need to order them 2 sizes up, right? So I know if I was to start a Crocs business on Amazon, I may want to sell my shoes true to size, right? 4-star review says right now for Crocs shoes, if you buy shoes from particular sellers, essentially what will happen is if you leave them out in the sunlight too long, they gonna shrink. So you already buy them small, you put them out in the sun, you bought a 6, by the time you put it on the sun, it's a size 2. You bought it for you, now your baby can wear it. and the straps break. Also for the waist trainers, right now a lot of sellers on Amazon are having issues with selling waist trainers that are true to size and that allow maximum mobility, right? So you don't want to be wearing a waist trainer and you got to turn like this. You know, somebody called, hey Keisha, you like, oh, hey girl, hey, what's up? Hey Keisha, I'm over here. Oh girl, hey, what's up, right? So like when you wear your waist trainer, you want maximum mobility. And right now a lot of waist trainers who are waist trainer entrepreneurs who are active on Amazon are having issues. And so you want to go down in the comment section and you want to be intentional about trying to figure out the things that they don't do well. So when it's your turn, you can do it better, right? And when you do it better, that means that you can price your product competitively, all right? The next thing that you want to do is you already know how Amazon works. Amazon will listen. Amazon, you'll buy one thing, you be like, look, I did my due diligence. Whew, I got up on Amazon, I bought one product, child. Whew, I still got dollars in the bank. And what will Amazon do? Amazon will be like, well, you know, customers who normally bought the waist trainer also bought some weights, bought an exercise bike, bought a water bottle, bought some running shoes, bought a scrunchie to tie their hair up. Like you can't get off of Amazon without them trying to upsell you. And so for some entrepreneurs, they say, well, let me look at a best-selling item and I attempt to check out that item and see what Amazon recommends at the upsell. So if you're trying to look for products, one of the things that you want to do is you want to find the upsell product and make that part of your business, okay? And some people miss that, right? So they're like, you're swimming, you know, you like Nemo, but you swimming in the ocean with a great white shark, right? But you know, you Nemo. So they say, just keep swimming, Nemo. Just keep swimming. But you like, it's 5,000 waist trainers and the way my budget is set up, I can only afford 50, right? Listen, Nemo, don't sell a waist trainer, sell a water bottle. Right? Don't sell a waist trainer, sell some creative shoelaces to go in the running shoes, right? Don't sell a waist trainer, sell that woman some oxygen because you know she can't breathe in a waist trainer. Look at the upsell, right? So if you can't be number 1, I will never advocate for being number 2, but if you can't be number 1, I say be number 1.5, and that's the upsell. So the next thing that you want to do, and one of the things that I had to teach my grandma, I tried to teach her Excel, I tried to teach her Google Sheets, but she old school. You know, she gonna pull out the notepad. She gonna get her little pen. You know, I don't know if old folks that y'all know do this, but you know, they'll lick the pen. Like, is the pen working? Start writing, right? So what I told her to do is when you're doing your research on your competitors, what you want to do is you want to write down the Amazon price, all right? So in your Google Sheet, you want to write down the product name, you want to write down the Amazon price, and you want to confirm that the product that you're researching, that other sellers are putting it on their price, on their page for is between $15 and $20. And the reason why $15 to $20 is a sweet spot is because that's an impulse buy. All right, so that's an impulse buy. There are people who go on Amazon and just because it's under $20, they think they got it. Even if they don't got it, they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's only $20. How many times have you been in a store and your kids hit you with an only, right? Hey, mommy, can you please get that for me? It's only $10. And then you got to ask your kid, well, do you got $10? Because the only way you can say only is if you got it. Only is just for people that got it. And normally people who say only don't what? They don't get it. So That's that. And you want to make sure, again, that the weight is between 2 to 3 pounds. You want to make sure it's not seasonal. And for every single product that you research, you want to write down your unfair competitive advantage. So is that going to be that your product is a different color? Is it going to be that your product is going to be an upsell? Is it going to be that your product is priced true to size? What is it going to be? All right. So let's keep going. Now, next, we're going to go on to Alibaba. All right, we're going to go into Alibaba because Alibaba is going to be where we buy the same product for a cheaper price. But here's the issue that I was seeing a lot in my comments. When I mentioned Alibaba, there were a lot of folks that were just like, oh my God, Keys, yeah, I'm about to go buy me some waist trainers. Hold your horses, right? I know you're excited. I know you're motivated. I know you're being entrepreneurial, but we want to approach everything with strategy, right? We want to be strategic in our approach so we can maximize our profitability. First is, you never want to work with the seller on Alibaba that does not offer trade assurance. And what trade assurance is it allows for you to only do business with manufacturers who will give you your money back if your product does not arrive. All right, you don't want to be caught in a boat where you spend $1,000 on 20 waist trainers or $1,000 on 100 waist trainers. They never show up and your seller is MIA because it's going to cost you a lot of money to go break a kneecap from the United States to whatever country that you bought the product from because you mad because you didn't get your stuff, right? So get your insurance. You know, it's almost like if you get in an accident, you don't have any car insurance, don't call up the Geico, because the Geico gonna be like, baby, you done saw me crawling around on TV for 20 years and you ain't never purchased me. What can I do for you if you don't have no car insurance? I guess you better go pick the pieces back up and get it back. Same thing goes for trade insurance. So next, only work with verified suppliers. And the great thing about Alibaba, when I've worked on Alibaba, is that you can actually check to only search for sellers that offer trade insurance and that are verified sellers. And what a verified seller is a seller that has had an independent third-party verification occur on your behalf. So someone has asked to see their business license and verified that it was legitimate, has asked to see pictures of their factory and verified that it was legitimate, and has also ordered their products and put their hands on it and made sure that it had some measure of quality. So you only want to work with verified sellers. And if you want to take the quality of your product up to the next level, one of the things that you want to do is you want to only work with gold sellers. Now, when you go into Alibaba, it's going to be easy for you to check trade insurance and also to check verified suppliers. But it's going to be a little more difficult for you to find gold sellers. You're going to have to go into an actual record, look at a seller, and you're going to have to go to a separate page and type in, normally what I do is Control F and type in gold, and you'll be able to see if a vendor is a gold seller. And what that means is, not that they're selling you gold, but they offer a gold standard. Usually they pay about $10,000 in order to be preferred sellers on Alibaba's site. And you already know the way that thieves work. Thieves don't pay money. They don't pay a whole bunch of money to make money. Why? Because thieves stealing your money. Ask a thief, would you pay $5,000 to steal $50? They would be like, girl, what? No. So these are people who are less likely to take your money because they've paid at least $10,000 in order to be featured on the site. For me, I do not order anything off of Alibaba from any seller that is not a gold seller, that does not offer trade assurance. So that's assurance, and it's not a verified seller. Okay? Next, you want to do your due diligence. All right, so this is important. You want to do your due diligence. And what that means is that on the site, sellers can opt into showing you their business license. They can opt into telling you what their company location is. So you can type that into Google Maps, right? You might not be able to fly over there and take a visit, but Google Maps, let me tell you something, Google Maps is nosy. I put my mama's address in Google Maps, and I legit from a satellite saw her standing on the porch. Now, granted, it was a picture from like a few months ago, but I was like, look at my mama, I can see her, and I'm 2 hours away. So, company location, make sure that that's on there. Photos of their factory. Ideally speaking, you want videos of their factory, okay? So like on some of these pages, they will have videos where you can actually see them working. You can see their machines. You can see the way that they put together the products. Videos are the real bag here, okay? Next, you want to know what the owner's status is, right? So you want to make sure that you're understanding whether you're working with the CEO or if you're working with someone who is managing the business on behalf of the CEO. That makes a difference. And finally, you want to make sure that they're certified. And again, for Alibaba, that's what separates top sellers who are less likely to steal your money and those sellers who are perhaps hustlers, but they haven't reached a more legitimate level, okay? Next, you want to ask for a return or refund policy, right? You have your trade assurance, but if something happens and you need to get your money back, right? Ask if they have a 30-day back money guarantee, right? So trade assurance only covers if you don't get your product. But what if you get your product, right? You ordered some size 6s, showed up at a size 0. You can only fit your pinky toe in there. You're like, what am I going? I said size 6, and now I'm looking at my pinky toe. My pinky toe is happy because I've only put sandals on my pinky toe. But I did not order a size 0. I ordered a size 6. So ask for money back guarantees. And most importantly, always get your deals in writing, because at the end of the day, remember, this is you as a business doing business with another business who is a seller. So you want to make sure that they put whatever terms you all agree to in writing, because if it's not in writing, guess what? It is not real. Okay? So those are one of the things that you want to do. The next thing that you want to think about as you're working with Alibaba is you want to make sure always that you pay for a paid sample. And one of the things that entrepreneurs will do, especially when they're getting products on Alibaba and selling them on Amazon, is they will just order all of the products in bulk. They will order they will spend $5,000 on 5,000 products. And then the products come in and it's not what you expect. I remember the first time that I sold ugly sweaters, I made the mistake of ordering 200 ugly sweaters to start without first asking for a sample. And I said I wanted direct to garment print. And the person who I work with ironed the design that I made onto the sweatshirt. And every sweatshirt I was pulling up, the design was just sliding off. When you ask for a sample, that is quality control. That is your steps. And you already know what Nipsey Hussle said. You don't want to skip the steps and miss the lessons. That's why I say the best money to make is not fast money, but confident money. You already know what your uncle said. Scared money don't make money. Let me say that for you one more time. Because y'all people, you know, from round the way, y'all done heard that before. Scared money don't make money, okay? But fast money, in my opinion, is stupid money, right? So you spending $5,000 just because you see a good deal could be the fastest, stupidest money that you ever seen. You want to make sure you don't skip the steps and miss the lessons. Be confident in your entrepreneurship, but don't be stupid. Okay, be confident in your entrepreneurship. Do not be blind to the possibilities of what seems like a legitimate scam, which means they sent you your products, but not any product that you can sell. Okay? So ask for the sample. And one of the things that I've done is I have asked for samples from multiple sellers on Alibaba. If you ask for one sample, that is one too few. Right? Treat it like dating. You know, people up on Bumble and Tinder, they'll tell you, oh my God, you were the best match that I ever had. 2 seconds later, they swiping right on somebody else, right? What did New Edition tell you? New Edition said you got to shop around, right? You got to shop around, shop around. I got expectations. I'm not going to sing y'all today, but y'all, you got to shop around, okay? You got to see what's out there. Get multiple samples and make sure that you compare the samples and choose which one is right for you. And then finally, what you want to do is you want to create a Microsoft Excel sheet, and you want to make sure that you write down the product name, the product weight. Is it seasonal? What is Alibaba's price versus what's Amazon's price? Okay, so that's definitely important. Buy it on Alibaba for $1.24 per unit. Sell it on Amazon for $15 per unit. Okay, so next, you want to make sure that you write down critical information about the product that you found on Alibaba. You want to make sure that you understand what materials are in the product, what the product weight is. Remember, we said that it should be less than 3 pounds. Make sure that you can convert, because on Alibaba, sometimes they will give you the weight in kilograms, right? So convert that to ounces and also pounds. Find out what the shipping time is. So you definitely want to make sure that you know the difference between the lead time, which is the time it takes for the seller to prepare the product, and also the shipping time, which is the time it takes for them to mail the product. Make sure it's a gold seller. Make sure that it's a verified seller. Make sure that it has trade insurance. See if they're licensed. Look for their factory photos, the payment terms, the refund policy, and that they offer paid samples, and they can just offer you just one so you can put your fingers on it, and then put all of this information in a spreadsheet. And what you'll do is you'll also make sure that you draft out what the unfair competitive advantage will be, and also the Alibaba price. I took the liberty of finding these high-waisted waist trainer pants on Alibaba, and you can see that you can order 50 to 199 pieces for $6.69. So let's say you made a minimum order of $100. It would cost you approximately $669 in order for the order to ship with you or to you. Next, you go over to Amazon, and I found the exact same waist trainers. And you see here that this particular seller is making them available for sale for $27.99. So if you were able to sell all 100 of your orders, you would make $2,799. And again, that's how much money you would make in revenue. And that's before you account for your expenses, including, of course, paying for the initial pants off of Alibaba, and also participating in Amazon FBA, which I will talk about in a second. But this shows the concept that I started the video off with, which is how you buy low and also sell high. So next, we're going to talk about the Amazon fulfillment program and how you can go ahead and get started there as a seller. Next, you will sign up for the Amazon FBA program, where you get to become a seller. You will need to provide your credit card number, phone number, company registration details, your primary contact, personal information, the beneficial owner information, your bank account information, and then you will have to go through the complexities, of course, of making sure that you can stand out from other sellers. This is part 1 of a part 3 series, and I hope that you click subscribe and come back and see me on another Wednesday. Thank you. I love you guys.